Hello out there, all you wonderful people. This is Andre, the Game Idea Guy. Thank you once again for lending me your time and your ear and listening into another Pitch for Switch video. And this time I'm going to talk about the possibility of the Nvidia TegraZone and possibly Google Play Store marketplaces being utilized for the Switch to have certain games put on it. Just include that marketplace. If it's something that they've worked out, to me it sounds like a good idea to do it this way. And once I scroll down and you can see some of the games, like these right here are just like the ones that they have scrolling about at the top of it. But once I move down the list a little bit, down a bit, looking at this, Borderlands the pre-sequel is on. It's something you can play on the Shield, and that's using the Tegra chipset. Hearthstone, Hearthstone you play on mobile phones. Mercenary Kings, I think that was only on PC before. World of Tanks, Cube, Director's Cut, I think that's already on the Wii U. Munch's Odyssey, Oddworld Munch's Odyssey. That's on there. Deus Ex The Fall, but I think that was mobile anyway. Injustice Gods Among Us, and I think this is actually. Oops! That's my fault. Oops! I accidentally moved away from the scroll bar. But I think this Injustice is actually more akin to the Xbox 360 version. I don't know for sure. I think it is. I might be wrong. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, Half-Life 2, Doom 3, Portal, Stealth Inc. is already. Motherfucker. It's because the damn bottom of the list is going down, so it scrolls me back up. Borderlands 2, Resident Evil 5, Modern Combat's on phones. Never Alone is already on the Wii U as far as I know. Dungeon Hunter 4, I don't know what that is. I think that's like Monster Hunter. Valiant Hearts, which kind of should have been on the Wii U. Wolf Among Us. Hotline Miami 2, is that on the Wii U? I think that's already on the Wii U, so that's not really a new one. Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories. A Grand Theft Auto game on any Nintendo product is something that you don't usually see. SimCity, nobody's really worried about that. Well, you're just looking at what I'm just scrolling along, like you guys can see. Dead Trigger is something I think should have been on, just a free-to-play thing on consoles in the first place, but it never ended up that way on there. Space Hulk is on the Wii U. The PC version of Space Hulk is on the Wii U, and this is also on there. That's also the same version that's on the Shield. And again, this is using the Tegra chipset. NBA Jam. I didn't even realize there was an NBA Jam. Half-Life 2 Episode 2 and 1, as well as Half-Life and Half-Life 2. Both of those are on there. But I'm just scrolling down because several of these are games that could be played on, that were played on home consoles like 360 and PS3 and some of them on PS4 and Xbox One, just depending on the game. And a lot of this was also stuff that was playable on PC. And these are games that you would find in the TegraZone on any sort of Nvidia mobile device. Not all of them, because some of them aren't compatible with earlier versions, but you should understand what I'm saying here. The Tomb Raider 1 and 2, those have never been on Nintendo. Well, the first one as a remake anniversary was on the Wii. Final Fantasy 9, which I haven't even seen Final Fantasy 8 and 9 in a Play Store. So I'm kind of wondering if 8's on there too. Portal, that's a pinball game. Minecraft Story Mode's already on the Wii U. What the? Damn it! Stop locking on me. Knights of the Old Republic. Be a nice thing if they put Knights of the Old Republic 2 on there. Killing Floor is in there. But I think that's that might be a much different version. Hotline Miami. Tales from Borderlands. But I'm just showing you guys, like, this is why I think it would be a good idea to include the TegraZone, like in the Wii, not the Wii, in the Nintendo Switch eShop. Wow, Chinatown Wars, which was on the Game Boy Advance. That's where that one came from. That actually wouldn't be a bad idea to put that on there. Oddworld Stranger's Wrath. Like, this isn't, like, I know this video isn't really me talking about what would be a good fit. Like, cause, like, if I'm just saying, if they kind of take the Integra Zone and just Integra Zone, the Nvidia Tegra Zone, and put it inside the eShop on the Switch, because I'm pretty sure it's still going to be the eShop. It'll be helpful to it. It'll be another way you can get other games. Like, and a lot of this is like free to play anyway. Not really worried about Skylanders. Bob's Burgers. Walking Dead Season 2, which I guess it's just the first chapter is free, because it's not the whole game is free. They lying to people. Shadowrun Returns, Final Fantasy 3, Fist Puncher, because I don't even think Fist Puncher's on there. Final Fantasy 4, Final Fantasy 5, Final Fantasy 6. All of these games that could have been on a lot of these could have been on the Wii U, like these versions of these games, or even on the 3DS. But I mean, if you put the TegraZone on the Switch's eShop, all of this is there for it, and this is more stuff that people can play. Like, I personally wouldn't be complaining. Look, San Andreas. How many? And like, and I'm a person that's had San Andreas 2 or 3 times. One copy of the game was stolen from me, and if I ever find that dude, I'm punching him in his nuts. But it's on there. Like, and it looks, as far as I know, it does look a little better for the Tegra chipset. And again, Switch is using that chipset. It's not like it's on the Wii U, because if it was on the Wii U, I wouldn't even point it out. Dead on Arrival. Nova 3. I've heard good things about that. I actually want to play that. Like, that's like supposedly a console experience on there. Crazy Taxi. Choplift HD. I actually have Choplifter HD on in my Steam library. I actually have the disc for it too. I ended up finding it at a Dollar Tree and bought it for $1. Raven Sword, and I said that would have been good for Wii U. Again, that's another console-esque experience, and that's another game that's kind of like a Elder Scrolls series is. Conduit HD. Though I wish they would do it with Conduit 2, since they did the first one. The second game was better. I'm just, again, the whole list. Vice City, right there. Like, and I'm only really pointing out the games that are kind of like console-esque experiences or PC-esque experiences. Sonic 4, Episode 2. Episode 1 ended up on the Wii, but Episode 2 didn't show up on anything Nintendo. And both Episode 1 and 2 are on mobile. That's the regular version. I don't even know why that's on there. Like, why have that version when you have the THD version? I don't. Max Payne Mobile, still the original Max Payne. Shadowgun, and that's pointing to Tegra 3. But anything higher than Tegra 3 will play that version of the game, and that's the better looking version of the game, the THD one. Grand Theft Auto 3. I could go on for a long time. Look. Oh, that's a wallpaper. Never mind. I was going to say, what the hell? They put Sky. Like, they kind of demoed that for the Switch anyway. So, even if they haven't confirmed it, they demoed it. They put the video up there. I could go through this list forever, and I'm just gonna stop because I could literally sit and go through this list for a long time of a lot of these games that would probably be really good to have on the Switch, and just if Nintendo and Nvidia worked that out, and they worked it out with the companies that are putting the games on there, that would be pretty cool. To me it would be, because that opens up a whole extra library of games that a lot of people probably wouldn't have thought about before, and then they'll probably try some of them. Like, in all of these games, all of them work with a controller. So, like, it's a win-win situation, I think, and it makes a whole lot of sense to just go ahead and put this over on there. But, like, I'm not expecting it, but I think it would be a really good idea if they did. I really think that would be amazing for just because, one, is the library that this thing has is kind of big. That will open up a lot, like a lot of that will open up a lot of people to these games because they won't play them on a mobile device, and a lot of some of these people won't even go get an Nvidia Shield. So why not give it to the Nintendo? Secret of Mana. I think this is the HD version of it. So it's just like I'm just looking at all this stuff. Right, I wanted to get that on 360. Record of Agarist War. I think that's what it was. Agarist. If I said it wrong, I said it wrong. But and plus, if you put this on the Switch, that automatically gives you. Oh crap! Damn it, close! Why are you popping up now? Mega G Wolf was doing a damn live stream and it popped up on my shit. You put these on the Nintendo Switch, it automatically gives it cross-platform play. My favorite King of Fighters right there. King of Fighters 98. Prince of Persia, Shadow and Flame. Again, I'm just, like I said, I was just scrolling through. Like, you can make your own interpretations of what you think would be good, but I'm going through here looking at all of this. Soul Calibur, I would love to see. Soul Calibur, instant fighting game right there. Again, like I said, all of these are controller compliant games. All of them, as far as I know, all of them are controller compliant. And this is from the Android list, because that's how well the Tegra chips work. A lot of these were home console games, and some of them were too difficult for like a Snapdragon chipset to really run, and Nvidia has been able to do it with the Tegra chipset for quite a while. So after I've gone through, that list is extensive. That is a huge list. Some of these I might actually, if this ever happens, even if it doesn't happen and I end up with it and I get a Switch and it doesn't have some of this, I'm definitely picking up a Shield. Either the Nvidia Shield or a knockoff one that I saw that was actually pretty damn good from what I've seen. But I'm just, like I said, I was just going through this list. I wasn't actually trying to just sit and look at everything, but that was at least like, I want to say 150 games that could instantly be available to the Nintendo Switch, because it uses the Nvidia architecture, and it wouldn't be too difficult to take it from the Nvidia over to Nintendo. I mean, not Nvidia. Yeah, Nvidia over to Nintendo. Why was I? Something's wrong with me today. But that was what my thought was. If you guys, tell me what you think. Tell me if you think that this would make sense, if it would be a good idea, or if maybe I'm just being stupid. I don't think I'm being stupid. But even without the TegraZone, there's still the Android Marketplace, not Android Marketplace, Google Play Store that could be utilized. And Nintendo does have somewhat of a relationship with Google, because they couldn't have done what they've done with Smash Brothers and Mario Kart with YouTube if they didn't. So that makes me think also putting that on there, or at least putting it on in a way that only the controller compliant games appear on it, and you can get those versions. I would definitely go for it. I think it would make a lot of sense, and it would be helpful. And again, I'm not talking about just like your average run-of-the-mill mobile game. I'm talking about the ones that are actually really good and could be console experiences, and they are controller compliant. I mean, depending on whether or not the Switch has a touchscreen, that will open up several other options. But there are plenty of games that are on Android through Google Play right now, that use gamepads. So I don't see it being a bad idea to be able to do that. But that's it for this week's Pitch for Switch video. Thank you guys very much for tuning in, and why am I saying this? Just thank you for watching. Keep your eyes and ears out for more stuff from me. Until the next time, enjoy your games, people. Peace out.